Hey, hope how we all doing? Good to see you. Happy Friday, whatever you've been doing this week. Hope your week's gone well and you're ready for a bit of Championship football. Because we've got some good footy on tonight. Watford against Bristol City, live on Sky Sports. I think it's on Sky Sports. It's on Sky Sports. Of course it's on Sky Sports. Friday night footy. Why is it not even coming on? There you go. That's why. Yeah, live EFL, Watford against Bristol City. Shaping up to be a pretty big game, this one, to be honest. Watford have been in decent form. Bristol City have been in decent form, but maybe not for the last couple of games. Watford a bit patchy in loss, win, draw. So they've got 3 wins and a draw in the last 4. Bristol City, 3 wins on the spin, then 2 defeats on the spin. So it's a bit all over the place for Bristol City. But the form suggests goals tonight, I think. Form definitely suggests goals. Both new managers at the club. Javi Gracia came back into Watford last month, wasn't it? Was it last month? It was only a few weeks ago. And Gerhard Struber came in over the summer at Bristol City to try and take them up to the Premier League. It feels like they've been there for a good while now, just kind of lingering around the playoffs and haven't managed to come up. So, yeah, it's a big season for them. Imran Louser starting unbelievably. They've done really well this season, Imran Louser, at Vicarage Road. And Mehmeti, probably the star for Bristol City, alongside, Jason Knight and all the usual suspects in there. But it's going to be a good game. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're going on. What's going on with you this weekend? What you're doing? What you're up to? Good to have you in the chat as always. I can see people talking on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube and everywhere else. MCFC, are you going to watch the City-Liverpool game? Of course I am, mate. Yes. Yeah, absolutely I'm watching the City-Liverpool game. I'll be live for City-Liverpool. I'll be live for City Liverpool. Looking forward to that one. Yeah. What's your prediction for the big game this weekend, City v Liverpool? 2-1 Liverpool. Could be 2-2. 2-2 wouldn't be a bad result. I'd take a point now. I think City would probably take a point now as well. Philippines, good to see you, man. Abdullah, Osimhen or Isak. Isak every day of the week, mate. And up the Argyle. Plymouth, they haven't had a great start to the season either, have they? Shell, evening Shell, watching Erdry v Partick Thistle. Hey, Spud likes Erdry. Spud, who's one of our channel regulars, they like Erdry. I think that's their team, alongside Rangers. Tim Sherwood in the studio tonight. Commentating, doing the punditry for Watford and Bristol City. 3-1 to City, says Shell, this weekend. Nah, come on, listen. Liverpool are back. Gvardiol said it himself. But yeah, listen, focusing on Watford, focusing on this Watford game, I do feel like home form is probably going to be a big factor. Bristol City's kind of... Their away form is a little bit patchy, but they always tend to score on the road as well. So that's why I've said I think it's going to be an over 2.5 type of game. I think we're going to see goals tonight. Something tells me we're going to see goals. Philippine, Vert is my favourite player. Am I optimistic if I think he gets an assist or a goal on Sunday? Well, no, not really. It's not optimistic. I think that's realistic. If you've got... will Liverpool score a goal against City this weekend? I would say so. I think we've got a very good chance of scoring. And if Liverpool score, Wirtz is going to be in and around that area of the pitch. So he's got as good a chance as any of our front line, really, hasn't he? B, what do you think of Keane's comments on Liverpool fans? I disagree. I disagree with his comments on Liverpool fans. I think Liverpool fans need to have a long look at themselves. Why? Why do we need to have a look at ourselves? It's clearly because he doesn't understand the situation, or he does understand it and he's just trying to create a talking point, which, again, it's entirely possible, isn't it? A lot of these people who say these things, they don't actually hold the opinion they claim to. They just say it because it gets views for a little bit, and that's it. That's unfortunately what it's about nowadays with a lot of these people. Nick Nark, how's it going? And Shell, who manages Watford these days? It's Javi Gracia. He's only just been appointed Watford manager in the last couple of weeks. But Watford team tonight: Selvik in goal, Elaine, Colburn, Pollack, Petris, Lauser, Kayembe, Ebola, Irankunda, Kjarumgard and Doumbia up front. And Philippines looking forward to Wirtz v Cherki. Who do you think is more well-rounded? Wirtz is a better player than Cherki. Cherki's very good though. B, I'm a Pool fan, but I think the booing was a bit much. Why? Why do you think the booing was a bit much? Do you not think there was a bit of dishonesty in terms of how Trent went about leaving the club? G. Lawrence, why would it be optimistic? He's a £100 million player. He's also 22 in a brand new league and playing in the toughest game of the league. He's playing between the two hardest teams in the league. Like, of course, that is probably the most difficult fixture Liverpool will have this season away at City. So, yeah, people would say it is probably unrealistic. Or optimistic, whatever way you want to say it. Bradley, nothing more frustrating than seeing Mainu not getting picked for us. What does he need to do? I know. Sulem 4N, who's playing? I'll give you a clue, mate. I'll give you a clue. Nick Nack, most Watford managers only last about 3 months or so. He's doing well so far. Yeah, he's been there. Is this his third time? I think it's his third spell, isn't it? The Fulham Collector, Everton v Fulham. I have gone for Fulham 2-1. Yeah, I think you can get a result there, mate. I'm rooting for you. I'm going to be watching it as well. I'm thinking I don't know if I'm going to do the live yet, but I'm definitely going to watch the game. Whether or not I actually do the live watch along, I don't know, because we've got 4 tomorrow, and I can feel my throat closing up. It's that much talking, so I don't know. Bradley was unreal when Mainu broke through. He got picked for England, then it just slowed right down. I think he just doesn't fit the system that Amorim wants, mate. That's the sad reality of it, really. The very sad reality is that. Nick Nack, why would you get sacked twice and still go back, though? Maybe he's a glutton for punishment. Yeah, I don't know. Fulham Collector, good man. I like that prediction. We need the points. Well, I think Everton are a very generous team with points at the moment. You're playing them at a good time. They have 1 win in 8. They are after you, about to not to downplay Fulham, of course, but after you, they go into a very, very difficult run of fixtures. They play the likes of Chelsea. They have to play Arsenal. They have to play Newcastle, Bournemouth, Manchester United away. These are very, very tough games that Everton have got coming up over the next, I think, 8 games. So if they don't win against Fulham, if they don't manage to get a win, Everton probably will be rooted down the foot of the table going up to Christmas. I think the next, I'm not saying, I mean, there's the Premier League, so there's no easy games, but I think the next quote-unquote easy game for Everton after Fulham would be Burnley on the 27th of December. Every other one after that is like, yeah, Bournemouth away, Man United away, Forest, they've got Forest, I think, Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal. They've just got a really, really tough run of it. So yeah, it's a big old thing, that. Tom Humphreys, hello brother, how's it going, Tom? Good to see you, man. And G. Lawrence Key, honest thoughts on City Liverpool this weekend. I'd take a point now, mate. I said it before, the Real Madrid game, I would have took a point in that one. We ended up battering them and got the win. I would gladly take a point against City. I think that would show a really, really good... I would happily take a point. However, again, you've got to look at it as take a point, but a win would do such, like, it would do wonders for this side. Can Liverpool go there and win? Absolutely we can. I think we're a better side than City. I think we're a much better side than City, but they're a very, very good side, and Haaland and, you know, Cherki, they're in really, really good form. So, you know, inevitably it's going to be a difficult one. So I think I predicted 2-1 to Liverpool, but 2-2 is very, very plausible too. Tom Humphreys, do you mean Forest as in Nottingham Forest? Do you know another kind? And B says, club let 3 contracts run down and are using Trent as a scapegoat to distract from that. Well, no, they're not using him as a scapegoat because, again, at the end of the day, the club can only do... If you've got players running down their contracts, the only thing you can do as a club is offer contracts, right? And they did that. They offered Trent a contract. He said he didn't want to talk about contracts yet. He wanted to wait until the end of the season. And, yeah, he dragged it out, so that was why it was dishonest. The Fulham Collector, I feel that was just the Liverpool fan in you wanting Everton to lose, but I'll take it. Well, no, it's not just that. Of course, I don't want Everton to win. Of course, I don't want Everton to win. However, you've got to bear in mind as well, Everton have 1 win in 8. I think if I was a Southampton fan and I didn't really have a horse in the race, I would also say Everton have got 1 win in 8. You know, they're not great. They're not playing fantastic. They're not winning games of football. They don't look like scoring goals. They've got centre forwards up front who both cost 30 million quid, but they can't do anything. They can't hit a barn door. The defence looks very ropey. The midfield looks all over the place. Yeah, the best bits about Everton are the wingers in Grealish and Ndiaye, and if you stop them, you probably beat them. That's it. The rest of the team, maybe apart from Jordan Pickford, and to be honest, he has a wobble occasionally. So, apart from Grealish and Ndiaye, if you stop those two, you'll beat Everton. You'll beat them quite comfortably. And I think most Everton fans would gladly get rid of every other player in the squad. apart from those two, even Grealish is questionable, but apart from Illiman and Ndiaye, the rest of them, if you said to Everton tomorrow, we'll give you a massive load of money and you can get rid of all them players, they'd gladly take it. Will Forever Key, that Palace fan who we were talking about, his account name just clicked into my head. What is it? Right, we're off. We're off and underway here at Vicarage Road. Come on, let's have a good game this one. I think I've got goals in this one. I'm thinking it's going to be a goals fest. I fancy Bristol City or draw. Something tells me the Robins are going to do something in this one. I'd like to see Ashton Gate in the Premier League. Lisha Key, to be fair, you said this from early when we watched the Under-19s Championship earlier this season that El Marla will go right to the top and one to watch out for. Yep, El Marla. Saeed El Marla. We said it. Saeed El Marla. Who was the other one we said? Pablo Garcia on the right against Spain. He's another one who's going to do brilliant. He's at Betis at the minute. Max Morstedt was another one. He started to play really well. There's a fair few. We called a fair few, didn't we, while we was watching the Under-19s. B, can't agree on Trent. Absolutely, he didn't handle it perfect, but he didn't do much wrong either. Chance. Oh, just wide from Twine. Unbelievable. Great shot that from Bristol City, edge of the box. And Watford very nearly a goal down inside 90 seconds. It was a lovely curling shot. He claimed a corner, but he's not going to get one. Nick Knack says, thing is, you look at any Premier League club's fixture list and there's very few easy games. Nick Knack, Fulham haven't been that bad this season, always look dangerous when I've watched them play. And Kane, hi boss, how are you today? Come on Bristol, good to see you Kane. I'm good mate, thank you, hopefully you are too. And Nick Knack, who do you think's winning tonight, Kate? Yeah, I'm leaning towards Bristol City. I just think Bristol City have got the better team, albeit they're on a pretty bad back-to-back run of games, so I think maybe we'll see. Watford will hurt him. I imagine we'll see goals. If I had a bet on this, it would have been Bristol City or draw, both teams to score. That's what I think we'll see tonight anyway. Clarkey, Man United will beat Everton. Prime Premier League. I'm not sure I follow that one, to be honest. I think the name rings a bell, but I can't remember him, to be honest. The Fulham Collector, tie for Harry Wilson. Bragging for what we paid and what he's done. Oh, thank you for Harry Wilson. Yeah, he's a great signing, Harry Wilson. Very good player. Thanks for Harvey Elliott. We got him for, what was it, 6-7 million quid. Looks like we're going to sell him for 35 if he plays any more games for Villa. John Marsden, big game for Coventry tomorrow. We play Stoke, who Mark Robbins in now. Yeah, Stoke against Coventry. That's going to be a great game, isn't it? Who do you think wins that one, John? Or need I ask, John, our Coventry fan, who do you think's going to win that one? Knick-knack, Watford have won 5 out of 7 at home in the league. Lost 1, drawn 1, which makes evens look value to me. And John, are you doing Coventry game tomorrow, mate? I'm not, mate. No, I'm on the Premier League games tomorrow. So Spurs against Manchester United, early doors, 12:30. I'm still making my mind up on Everton. I don't think I'm going to do Everton against Fulham. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. I will watch it, but I don't think I'm going to be live for it. 5:30 Sunderland Arsenal, 8 o'clock Chelsea against Wolves. So we've got 3 games minimum tomorrow. I'm tempted to push it to 4, but I guess we'll see how I feel tomorrow. It's a lot. It's a really, really long day. That's a lot of work. I know you don't like. I would have laughed when someone suggested that. Believe me, I've done hard work. I've been on building sites and done all that. I've worked fencing in winter, warehouse 12-hour shifts. I've been a sales director in the city. I've done all that. I've done a mix of jobs. This is hard graft if you're doing 4 games back to back. You end up with your sore throat at the end of it. It's unreal. What we saying, Liam? Evening, Key. Good to see you, Liam. Wayne, what do you think about Edwards going to Wolves? He isn't going, is he? I thought Middlesbrough rejected permission for him to speak. Taylor, how's it going? How do you fancy you get on against Wolves tomorrow? Wolves at the Bridge as well. Chelsea haven't had much luck in recent games against teams that maybe they would be expected to beat. Sunderland, Karabag. Could Wolves upset the apple cart and go there and pinch something? Managerless Wolves. We should win, you would think, but I don't know. Yeah, Chelsea haven't been playing so well recently. Knick-knack, Spurs United should be fun. I fancy Spurs. I do. I know you're going to say, Key, yeah. You're a Liverpool fan. Of course you're going to hate on United. But I do. I think Spurs, we've seen enough from Spurs that I think there's a performance in there against United. And I've seen enough of United to know that it'll be a good game. Wayne King, no training, cancel, then no press conference. Ooh, hey, could be. Yeah, tonight's Butter Presser got cancelled, I heard. Oh, that isn't good. Watford are in here, chance! It's 1-0, is it going to count? Is it going to count? Oh, what's happened here? I think he might have got a kick in the stones here, but Watford are 1-0 up. I think he's got a kick in the misters. Bowler with the finish. It was a great takedown and a great finish from Bowler. Who was it who put the pass in there? Was it Louser? Imran Louser, top quality, and Watford have gone 1-0 up here. It was an absolutely great ball over the top, that. Let's just watch this back. Bowler's still down. Let's just watch this. Is he onside? I mean, it doesn't matter because it's the Championship, but... that's a beautiful pass. That's a quarterback pass. That is absolutely out of the top drawer. And what a finish from Bowler. Now, let's just see what happens to him. The captain, Imran Louser, with a great pass. Great take from Bowler. Great finish. I think he's got his hand stood on. I think his hand has been stood on here. Watch his hand when he goes down here. Watch. Here. Oh, they're not going to show it. I think it might be here, maybe. Watch his right hand. Come on. Why are you not showing it? Defo his right hand, he gets stood on. Yeah, it ain't his crown jewels, that, I promise you. Daniel, that early kickoff is a bum fight between United and Spurs. Pete Crunch, if we lose this, us City fans will want some changes to the team. What would you want changed, Pete Crunch? What would you have? Based on the team that you've put out tonight, I mean, Twine could have put you 1-0 up early doors, couldn't he? So it's, there's been a couple of chances already in the game. It's just that Watford have taken theirs. It's a great pass. Do you know what? There's some goals that you just have to put your hands up and say, there's nothing we could have done about that. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. Like, if you're really, really overthinking it, you can maybe say, oh, well, we should have tracked the runner a bit better, or maybe we should have pressed Louser a bit better so he couldn't get the pass away. You can't do a lot about that. That is absolutely top quality. Keeper didn't seem to do much to stop it. Well, maybe if you're having a pop at anyone, it's the keeper, but honestly, I just think some goals you have to look at and think that's a really, really good shout, a really good goal. Mark Bowler, first goal for Watford. Jake, been watching the Madrid game back, and more I look at it, it's not a penalty. Oh, behave yourself, Jake. Behave yourself. Alex, how's it going? Wilfred Everkey, Rob Edwards, I'm pretty sure, is also a game show host as well as a football manager. He is, yes. The delivery of the ball to give Vallecano the win last night, the last goal. What a ball. I've not seen Vallecano's game just yet. And Daniel, what games are you watching this weekend? So, I'm doing Spurs United, 12:30 tomorrow. I am going to watch Everton against Fulham at 3 o'clock, but I don't know if I'm going to do the live yet. I'm kind of waiting and seeing. I'm seeing how I feel in the morning, basically. Because if I'm up for doing 4, I'll do 4. If I'm not, then I'll need a little bit of a break in between, so I can be ready for Sunderland against Arsenal 5:30, because then straight after that, it's Chelsea against Wolves. So, if I commit to doing all 4 back-to-back, I'm basically stood here from 11:30 till 11 o'clock at night. It's like a 12-hour shift. It's literally a 12-hour shift stood here with very little time in between. I might get like 5 minutes to nip the toilet and back out, and that is so grim. The next Sunday, I'm just like, please, nobody speak to me. So we'll see. We shall see. Reece Amorim, 3 wins from 3, manager of the... Has he actually got manager of the month? Has Amorim got manager of the month and Mbeumo's got player of the month? I couldn't believe that. That just tells you everything about the Premier League. Nick Knack says, mad how many championship teams are in the promotion race. Every time someone gets in it as well, they start to throw it away a little bit. Like, Coventry haven't looked brilliant the last few games. You look at where Sheffield United are in the table. You look at where Southampton are in the table, just sacked the manager. Even Ipswich aren't pulling up trees, are they? So all the teams that maybe we thought would, even West Brom, all the teams we might have thought would, aren't. And then you've got, Stoke. Millwall were doing brilliantly the other day. They didn't get battered 4-0. They got away at Birmingham. So it's all a bit chaotic, and it feels like there's maybe 18 teams who could be involved in the promotion race at some point this season. Pete Crunch, we're putting a great centre-back in centre-mid, and we have such a small team for the amount of injuries we have. Yeah, and this is it. It's going to be difficult if you come up to the Premier League with a small squad like that. You would need a huge investment, I think, to make Bristol City a proper Premier League team, Premier League club. Otherwise, there's the shades of Luton with Bristol City, I think. But I'd like to see you come up. I would like to see Ashton Gate in the Premier League. Unknown, how isn't Stoke v Coventry on TV tomorrow? First v second. I think it's because of United and Spurs. It's that early game in the Premier League. Sad though, I agree. You'd have expected maybe Spurs United on 12:30 on TNT and maybe Stoke Coventry on Sky Sports. Austin, which clubs had the best summer transfers? For me, it's United and Arsenal. Not Sunderland by some distance. Sunderland by some distance as well. Certainly not United, and it's certainly not Arsenal. It's a difficult argument to say it's Manchester United. Very, very difficult to argue. Manchester United are 8th in the Premier League, having spent what they've spent, which is basically the most out of anyone in the Premier League. They're 8th in the eighth in the table, and they've gone out of one of the big competitions that they can win, to Grimsby. So the goal this season is Europe, and they went out of the main competition that they could get Europe in feasibly. Watford in the box, claim for a penalty, no chance, says the ref. Big claim for a penalty, that one. Did look like he got caught from behind, maybe. I'll have to see it back. Let's check this one. He says no. Who is the referee? It looks like Lee Mason. Or is it Kieran Tierney? Not Kieran Tierney. Paul Tierney. No, that's a dive. That's a dive. You're not getting a pen for that. No, that's a dive. That should be a booking, if anything. Stephen Murray up the toffees. How do you think you get on tomorrow, Stephen? Everton against Fulham. And Pete Crunch, the only time we've ever had a chance to go to the Premier League was 2017-18. Did you not think you'd have a chance last year? I thought when you was in the playoffs, I really thought, you know what, I'd love to see... I thought against Sheffield United, you were garbage in the second leg. Or was it the first leg? I can't remember. The first, it was over, wasn't it, pretty much? But, yeah... But then you beat them so comprehensively on the first day of the season. It's mad how football works like that. Nick Nack, when was the last time a Championship team got promoted to the Premier League for the first time? Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question, actually. We'll have to have a think about that one. EB, do you all think Watford will win this? Well, they've started well. I thought Bristol City would get at least a point, I've got to be honest. But, so far, Watford have been the better team. Doesn't mean anything just yet, though. Still early, and it looks like... Is it pissing it down there? Oh, it looks like it's a rough night. Oh, that's a shocking ball, though. And it's gone behind. Is it going to be a corner? Is it a corner? Offside. Steve Murray, 4-1. 4-1 to Everton against Fulham tomorrow. There's no way you lads are scoring 4 goals. How are you scoring 4 goals with that team? There's no way you're getting 4 goals. Steve, that's ambitious, mate. And Pete Crunch says we were doing alright, but never seen that spark like we did before in 2017. And Liam Vernon, Luton Town. Oh, Luton came up and went straight up again, did they? Alright, okay. Reece Arteta won 8 from 8 and had none conceded and didn't win it. And Alex Macklin, Rubin manager, a joke. Daniel Amarin winning manager of the month over Arteta is disgraceful. Arsenal haven't even conceded a shot on target. Alex Isak could be in the squad for Monday, yeah. And Daniel Coventry slapped Sheffield on Tuesday. They did. Let's keep them tears coming, Key. Jakub, how are you, my friend? I'm very good. How are you, mate? Good to see you again. Stephen Murray, Grealish hat-trick and Beto with a goal. Finally. You see more of Haley's Comets than Beto's goals, don't you? Daniel, it's because Championship fixtures up until December are decided before the season kicks off. Ball whipped in, punched away by the keeper, and a strike! Oh, nearly 2. Ooh, Bristol City living dangerously here. Big save at the back from the keeper. And Unknown says, I'm debating if I get a ticket or not. I live 2 minutes from Stokes ground. Yeah, get yourself down to the Britannia. Why not? Get yourself an oatcake. That's what they eat down there, innit? It's oatcakes. Whatever. Some big thing they have in Stoke. I used to work with someone from Stoke and all they used to go on about was having an oatcake. They don't do them anywhere else apart from Stoke. Jakub says Slavia lost, but Arsenal played well. They did. Daniel, I'm happy with Arsenal's business, which is rare. Even the loan signing has looked solid. Obviously, you're going to be happy with it because of where Arsenal are at this moment in time. The real tell will be in the games later on in the season whether or not Arsenal are able to get games over the line with the striker that they've got. Gyökeres is going to be the big tell. At some point, that is going to be tested, whether or not Arsenal can get the goals. And that's the ultimate question, is whether or not Arsenal can get the goals and break teams down. They've not really had to do an awful lot of that this season. Against City, they got very fortunate. They couldn't do it against Liverpool. And they've relied a lot on set pieces to do it. So that might be sustainable, but history tells you that it's not. Liam Vernon, they got promoted from League 1, then won the Championship playoffs. Watford looking a different side. Yeah, Javi Gracia seems to have injected something into him. This year, 8th in the Prem, 2 points off second and only 8 off first. Okay, key mate. I know, but still, you could say the same. I mean, look at how far are you off the bottom 3? How far are you off the bottom 3? You're only, well, not bottom 3, bottom half. 17. You're only 5 points off that. Yeah, you're 8 points off the top. And you're 10 points off the relegation zone. So it's not much, is it? I mean, it's, splitting hairs there, basically. Knick-knack, Luton got relegated from Div 1 the year before it became the Premier League. Did they really? Clarkey, I'm sure you went out to Palace. Yeah, but we don't need to win it, do we? That's the thing. We didn't need to. We were quite happy going out of it. That's why we put a really, really reduced lineup out. You guys put your first team crew out. All these brilliant new signings and Burmo and Sesko. Put them all out and he still got knocked out against Grimsby. The great Grimsby. At least we got knocked out by the FA Cup winners who were playing their first team against our kids. Daniel, if one Arsenal striker is out of form, Arteta has 4 or 5 others to choose from. But 2 of which he doesn't rate. 2 of which he's already said he doesn't rate. Unknown oatcakes are so nice. I don't really get them. I've never had them. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they are, to be honest. Rodri is goated. Yo, no Rodri this weekend for City though. Yeah, Pep Guardiola said he's going to leave him out. And Reese, I genuinely think some United and Everton fans might be incredibly deluded. Might be incredibly deluded. Just might. That's crazy. And Liam Wisser not going to the AFCON. Is he not? Says who? Wisser, AFCON. Newcastle United forward Johan Misser will miss the AFCON. Is it a report or is it like that's actually happening? Congo have qualified. According to the Daily Mail, that is no longer likely to be the case, with talks ongoing between Newcastle officials and Congo. See, there you go. See, that's like, yeah, that's nonsense. That's not anything confirmed just yet. There's absolutely no way that the Congolese FA are not going to take their best player to the AFCON. They're just not going to do it. If he's fit or even half fit, they'll take him. So it's mental. Like, I'm sure Newcastle will be like, no, he's not ready, don't take him. But he's not going to turn it down. And the Congolese, I mean, that's probably the last AFCON he plays in, to be honest. Daniel, do you think Marino scores more goals than Isak this season? That's not a serious question, Daniel. Does Liverpool have a local cuisine? Yeah, I guess chicken and a can of Coke is to be honest, Liverpool is Scouse, innit? That's the main dish. Everyone loves a little bowl of Scouse lobbies. Daniel, Rodri was in the squad for the last match. Why would he leave him out of a match before the international break? I think it's maybe I don't know if he was talking about the squad or actually just the first team. But either way, Pep Guardiola has said today that he's not going to play him. Jake, have you seen the England squad? I have. I've seen Alex Scott is in it, and we was talking about Alex Scott potentially being in it, didn't we? I can't remember who it was we was talking about it not that long ago. How, Alex Scott at Bournemouth, how well he's playing, and maybe could he get in the England squad? And he got in it. That's great. That's fantastic. You love to see that. Daniel, it'd be funny if Wisser does his ACL again on international duty. Liam, there was an unregistered player who was playing that shouldn't have been playing for Grimsby at the time, so technically they cheated. Nah, they didn't cheat. Unregistered is just an admin error. You're not getting away from a I mean, even Ruben Amorim said that. Ruben Amorim said that there's no way that should forget the fact that Grimsby go through. Grimsby deserve it tonight. That's what he said on the night. He said they should go through. And also, even though it wasn't a registered player, there was no evidence that they knew about it. Grimsby didn't know about it at all. It was just like an error. It was a mistake. They hadn't registered the player. And then someone said after it, oh, he's not registered. They thought he was. So, if they'd have ticked a box before the game, then it would have all been fine. Strike from Bristol City from distance. Easy save for Watford. And Lish says Wan-Bissaka is the best player, clear of Wissa. Well, I wouldn't disagree with that, actually. Shell, Scouse and a Butty. Yeah, Scouse and a Butty's always nice, isn't it? Or hot Bovril. I've never had Bovril, but everyone goes mad for it at footy, don't they? Knick-knack, Isak has scored 1 goal so far this season. Very true. Yeah, very true. Scored against Southampton in the Cup. From his only start. Or from his only... I don't think he played... He's not played 90 minutes yet. He's not even played 90 minutes. Oh, Reese. Don't wind me up. Jake, no Welbeck in the England squad. I think Danny Welbeck's time's come and gone. Yeah, you're not getting Danny Welbeck in the England squad now. It's not happening. Daniel, how many goals do you think Marino gets this season? I don't know. He's not a first-team player for Arsenal, is he? He's just a bench player. He's an impact player. They put him on to get headers off corners. So, I don't know. I guess it depends how many times Arsenal are up against it and need a tall player on corners. So probably every game. I don't know. Yeah, Mikel Marino's a remarkably good finisher for someone who's a midfielder, but he's a very poor midfielder. So yeah, they've found a knack for him anyway. Clarkey, no Harry Maguire in the squad key. That's not surprising though, is it? Harry Maguire's he's not going to the World Cup. There's too many good England centre-backs now. He's passed the torch on to someone else. Jarrell Kwanzaa. The interesting thing will be whether or not Jared Branthwaite can go. Does Jared Branthwaite make it into the World Cup squad? Bristol City pushing forward now, but still not really getting beyond that Watford back line. They have just got to the byline and put it in, but it was quite easily. This is better. Is he onside? Just off. Unlucky, just offside. Better. Daniel, if Marino is a better striker than a midfielder, does that make him a striker? Vice versa, Joe Linton. Possibly, but it's again, I don't think that Arteta would start him as a striker, or at least I can't imagine him starting him as a striker if Havertz and Jesus are fit, and I can't imagine him starting him there, or certainly not very often anyway. And Dominic, can Arsenal do it this year? Yes, they absolutely can. Yeah. They'll be amongst the most boring sides in Premier League history to win it, if not the most boring, but they'll win it. And fair play to him. Shell, Isak, what a waste of money. What do you mean, what a waste of money? What a waste of money? He's not played a game for us yet, really. I'm going to give him time. Not like Beto, Tierno Barry. Oh, it's another claim for a penalty. You're not getting that, ref. Always give a free kick. Petrus with the foul. It's a yellow card from Paul Tierney. And he doesn't really complain either, Petrus. I thought that was a dive. It looked a little bit... Oh, no, it was a shove in the back. It was a shove in the back. I got that one wrong. It definitely was a foul, but it was just outside the area. Fouled him before he got in the danger zone. But Jeremy Petrus, yellow card, second of the season for him. Liam, Gabriel Jesus back in training. Hold on, Arsenal fans. And Clarkey, is Mo Salah going to the AFCON? Yes, Salah will be going to the AFCON. And at that point, I imagine Liverpool do what our plan has always been to play 4-4-2. I'm telling you, we'll play Isak and Ekatike up front. With Wirtz just off him. Here we go. Free kick to Bristol City. Daniel, have you decided what games you're watching over the international break? I haven't yet. No, I need to have a look and see. Need to make my mind up on that. Strike. Oh, what a goal that is. Is it Twine again? Oh, this fella just doesn't miss when it comes to free kicks. Just does not miss. I was going to say just before the set piece happened, if Twine's over it, you've always got a chance. This guy does not miss when it comes to set pieces. Absolutely sensational stuff. And it's there. It's 1-1. I told you. Both teams to score, Bristol City or draw. Keeper had no chance there. He just finds the postage stamp every single time. I think he just gets this. Does it go off the post? Keeper's not getting that. Keeper's not getting that. It's too... Oh, yeah, it's too close to the wall. That's a really, really good strike. To get it up and down there, the keeper's not going to be able to get across in time. It's a really, really good goal. Joseph Vickers, did you see Thierry Small's goal for Preston the other day? I did. Yeah, I was thinking to myself as well when it happened. Everton really need a left back as well, don't they? And you let him go for next to nothing. And he's whacking him in the top corner like that for Preston. You could just do with a young, up-and-coming left-back like Thierry Small now, couldn't you? How old is he as well? It wasn't that long ago. Didn't you sign him from... Was it Southampton you signed him from? I'm sure you signed him from Southampton. Yeah, he's only 21. You signed him from... Oh, no, you signed him from West Brom. You signed him from West Brom and you sold him to Southampton, who have subsequently sold him to Preston North End. And he's got 3 in 14 games this season for Preston. He's still only 21. That is like... Yeah, that's absolute peak Everton. That they've let another left-back go. Bit like Anthony Robinson. They've let another left-back go who they should have kept. Daniel, give us a shot result for the weekend. Shot result for the weekend. I think Wolves to get something at Chelsea. Yeah, Wolves to get something at Stamford Bridge. Or Sunderland to get a point out of Arsenal. There's always that chance. But yeah, something tells me managerless Wolves. I've no idea how or what. I've just got a feeling. Just got a feeling. Daniel, who would you love to see as Wolves manager? Yeah, Carlos Corberán, big fan. Think he'd do well. I know he's not exactly thriving at Valencia, but I liked him at West Brom, and he's a very, very good manager. Joseph, ridiculous that. I genuinely put a bid in for him again. Anyone's better than Mikalenko. And Daniel, you're really clutching at straws with Sunderland. Why? Why is it clutching at straws? Sunderland haven't lost at home. They've conceded, 9 goals all season. They've got a very, very good defensive record. They are unbeaten at home. They're up that top end of the table. Why is it... If anyone can get a result against Arsenal, I think Sunderland are certainly one of the teams that can. It's not... That's very arrogant to suggest that Sunderland couldn't possibly get a result and it would be clutching at straws. I don't think so. I think that's the height of gooner arrogance there yet again. Ethan, Oriol Romeo is home. Let's go. Isn't he like 38 now though, says Nick Knack. Oh, he's 33. Okay. Knick-knack, Burnley to beat West Ham. Would that even be a shock? Ooh. And Arsenal 1-4 for the win against Sunderland. That's not great odds, is it? Yeah. Chelsea v Wolves. I know, but do you know what? I backed Sunderland to get something against Chelsea. And I thought they would. I didn't think necessarily a win, but I thought they'd get a draw. So double chance is always good away at the Bridge. And I've got a feeling that, Wolves, Chelsea are a bit all over the place at the minute. They weren't particularly impressive even when they won at Spurs. Poor against Karabag in midweek. It's a long trip, that as well, and you never know how they've recovered. So, yeah. Whereas Wolves, new manager coming in. I know they've not got the new manager yet, but new manager coming in. They might be resolute, difficult to beat. It might be a good sort of 0-0, 1-1, that one. Daniel, the teams Sunderland have faced at home have been mid. BCFC Benji, Manchester double this weekend. No chance. Listen, Spurs will put that one to bed very, very early doors, I promise you. City could absolutely beat us. City are a good side. They're in a good moment. They've got Erling Haaland. Yeah, anytime Liverpool play City, we can beat them. They can beat us. We're the two best teams in the league. It's not a surprise. But Erling Haaland's in such good form. I wouldn't be surprised if they did beat us. But equally, I said before Real Madrid I'd have took a point. We end up battering them. So we've got a very good chance, I think. Mark Flo off the left-hand side answered our prayers. He was unbelievable, wasn't he? Yeah, really good game from Florian Wirtz. Still no assist or goal, but people won't matter. They won't count that. Arsenal need to be putting together long streaks of victories to win the title. Yeah, that's the same with any title-winning side, isn't it, really? And that's what's been Arsenal's downfall at many points in previous title races. They've always kind of hit little runs of draws and occasional shock defeats. So, yeah, I mean, maybe they don't this season. Maybe this season is the season where they turn it round. Mark says people say numbers don't matter when it comes to Salah, but it matters when it comes to Florian Wirtz. Yeah, very true again. Nick Knack says best result for Arsenal is a City-Liverpool draw, and that's maybe the most likely outcome, isn't it? Great chance for Watford! Great block, unlucky. Cleared away. Ooh, unlucky. That was better from Watford. Much, much better. 10 minutes to half-time. Been a good game, this. I've enjoyed this. Both teams to score first half. Daniel, no excuses for Arsenal this season because there are 2 or 3 players in each position. Exactly. But if he didn't win it this year, would you sack him? Because I think the answer really should be yes, but I don't think it will be. Something tells me. I think Arsenal are seasoned in disappointment now. Daniel, did you pull it back? I did, yes, I did. I had both teams to score in Bristol City. Or Bristol City or draw, rather. So, yeah, I've got double chance and both teams to score. Probably, I wish I'd have done both teams to score in the first half now. But yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look at what games we've got going on over the international break, because there's a fair few that we could do. Strike! Oh, good save. Yeah, I might do on Monday. I've got it booked in, Notts County and Cheltenham, but I'm not sure. Tuesday, I think we're doing York City, aren't we? Yeah, York City v Rochdale in the National League. Or Forest Green Rovers v Tamworth. I don't know. We'll do one of them too. Wednesday, I don't think I'm doing any. And Thursday, it's probably going to have to be England, isn't it? Yeah, it might be England v Serbia on Thursday. And then Friday, who have we got Friday? Oh, I tell you who we could do Friday. We could do Slovakia v Northern Ireland, or we could do Real Valladolid against Las Palmas in La Liga 2. I fancy that. We might do a bit of that. Might do a bit of La Liga too. Saturday the 15th. What have we got on Saturday? Again, all the National League games. Maybe Forest Green v Gateshead. You could do that. And then Liechtenstein v Wales, Turkey v Bulgaria. We'll probably do Liechtenstein, Wales, and then Greece v Scotland. And then next Sunday is Albania v England. It's a full 2 weeks. It's shit, that. Daniel, why so disappointed about watching England? I hate watching England. The crap, and I'm just not in any way a patriot. I don't like England. I hate the idea. I've got to cheer for players I have no affinity to at all. In fact, I actively want them to lose. If Trent Alexander-Arnold doesn't put an England shirt on, and it makes me want to cheer for him. Like, all I am thinking, if Curtis Jones is playing for Liverpool, for England, I'm just thinking, please, Curtis, just come back fit. Just come back fit. Just finish sub him off. Sub him off so he doesn't get injured. That's all I'm thinking. I have no interest at all. Gaz, have you farted since kick-off? It's an odd question, but I don't know, actually, mate. I might have done. I've not. Yeah, maybe. I don't think so. I've not counted. I'll have to get a tally sheet. Get a tally sheet for next game, I promise you. Daniel, would you take Trent back in the summer? Yes, absolutely. Of course I would. Gladly. He'd have to come back, like, grovelling. It'd actually be quite sweet. I'd love it. He'd have to come back and grovel. Samo Bob, did you hear that podcast, Filthy Fellas or something like that, where they said, the guy said Gerrard wasn't technical and was trying to compare Declan Rice to him. Need to take away the podcasting equipment. Oh, yeah, I've seen them. It popped up on my Twitter feed the other day, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, yeah. Like, there's some people who are just, it's quite obvious that either they weren't old enough and didn't watch Steven Gerrard, or it's rage bait. It's actual rage bait, and they're just trying to put it out there to get clicks. It's not even cute or funny when they do that. And you can tell that no one actually believes that, because no one thinks that Declan Rice is even in the same league as Steven Gerrard. Nobody. What we saying, Nick Nat, not enough Liverpool players in the team. It's true. Patrick Hanlon, he's Scouse, not English, correct. I'm not Scouse either, to be honest, but I'm certainly not English. Yeah, I'm certainly not English. Some more, Bob, you should watch Hibs v St Mirren tomorrow. You miserable sod. I'm not a miserable sod. Listen, I am a historian. I love the history of this great nation. I just don't feel any particular affinity for the England football team. And honestly, I haven't since I was about 12. I think 2002 was the last time. I think it might have even been earlier than... No, it was 2002. Do you know why it was? It was 2002 because after that, Michael Owen left Liverpool and Wayne Rooney came through. And Michael Owen, I hated him when he left. And then Wayne Rooney came through and he was the star then. And plus, every time England played Gerrard, they played him out of position. And he generally played, like, within himself. He played a bit poorly. Samoa Bob says it made people make super long Gerrard highlight videos of him being technical. So many amazing clips. The one against Southampton, if the one where he turns against Southampton is something I've not seen another player do. Like, that is Zidane levels. That's Ronaldinho levels. Knick-knack, there are a lot of people who never saw Gerrard play. That's true, I know, but then you wouldn't hold an opinion on him, would you? That was so... Like, I never saw Maradona, I never saw Pele, so, you know, I can understand people rating them as amongst the best, or maybe the best ever. But I can't really give a view on him. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know I have seen any of Diego Maradona beyond YouTube clips. Because I haven't. It's beyond my purview. I was born after he stopped playing, basically. Or at least I was old enough to start watching football after he stopped playing. USA 94, he was still around, wasn't he? But he was very much at the tail end at that point. Scott Twine is insane at free kicks. He is. I think he has more free kicks than any other... Scored more free kicks than any other player in the Football League, hasn't he? Scott Twine. Jake Phillips, what's your thoughts on Isak? We just need to get him fit. That's it. Once he's fit, he'll play and he'll play well. He's a good player, but we've not got him fit yet. Daniel, how much would you pay for Trent? Probably 50. I think if we paid any more than that, it'd be daylight robbery, because we would want him to force the move back to Liverpool. He'd have to do to Real Madrid what he was prepared to do to his hometown club, and I don't think he would be. I think if Liverpool put £50 million on the table and Manchester City put 70 million down on the table, Real Madrid would reject Liverpool's and accept City's, and Trent Alexander-Arnold at that point could say, actually, I only want to go to Liverpool, so you can either accept theirs or I'll stay here on the bench. Real Madrid won't keep him on the bench on that sort of money, so they'd accept the Liverpool offer. That's what Michael Owen should have done, and Michael Owen wasn't prepared to do it. Samoa Bob, looking back at that 2006 England squad, there was no reason why they shouldn't have won the World Cup. Oh, I don't know, mate. If you look at the other squads around at that time, the French squad, the Italy squad was good, but the Brazil squad, the Argentina squad, they all had... People talk about the golden era of England and that midfield, and Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, and Terry, Ashley Cole, Sol Campbell, Gary Neville, Michael Owen, Wayne Rooney up front. I get it, but there was a lot of other really, really good international sides. And you look at Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Cafu. They had a great side as well. Clear it away. Chance. Offside, is it? No. And Watford on the counter-attack. 3 minutes left to go. Hey, Bristol City coming forward here. They could nick it before half-time if they get this in. It's going to be a corner. Nick-nack, do you want Trent back? Seriously? No, I don't want him back. But I was asked, would you have him back? And yes, I would have him back. Of course I would have him back. He's the best right back in the world. I would have him back. Yes, absolutely. However, at this moment in time, he's the third choice right back at Real Madrid. It's worth noting that. So Real Madrid don't want a player on that much money, third choice in the team. So either he plays, he wins his place back, or I would imagine by the end of the summer, Xabi Alonso's probably saying, "Listen, let's entertain some offers for him because we get him off the wages, and we get a decent bit of money back for him." So I think if Liverpool offered 50 million for him, we'd get him back. Liam Manning, best right back in the world, but can't start for Real Madrid. It's true though, isn't it? Yeah, it's very true. It's very, very true. They're playing Valverde at right back over him. Playing a midfielder at right back over him. Is he the best right back in the world, really? Of course he's the best right back in the world. Of course he is. I don't think anyone would have disputed that last season. This is how pathetic people get, honestly. There's no way anyone's arguing that. At the very, very least, he is one of the top three. Even if you want to be mega, mega contentious. But arguing that Trent Alexander-Arnold is not one of the top three, you're just being pernickety and pedantic. Why do you do it to yourself? Blake, do you want Van der Ven at Liverpool? Nope. I like him. He's a good player, but I don't think he's good enough for Liverpool. Clarkey, Wayne Rooney is the best scouser in the Premier League. Not even close. Couldn't lace Gerrard's boots. Kieran, who's playing better up to this point? I would have said Watford first 20 minutes, but Bristol City probably last 20 minutes, and we've only got about 60 seconds left of the half here. And then, 1-1 going into the second half. That's going to be a really delicately poised game. It's been a good game so far. Really good. And there you go. There's the half-time whistle. Watford 1, Bristol City 2. I have really, really enjoyed that first half. That's a very, very good game of football with 2 very good goals. Imran Louser playing unreal in the middle of the park for Watford. Then Scott Twine from a free kick, whipping it in at the near post. 2 brilliant goals. Just 2 absolutely brilliant goals. What are we saying? Sorry, Liam. Hakimi is better than Trent and Dumfries. Hakimi's good too. Yeah. I think Hakimi might be top 3, of course, but Trent's better than Dumfries. It's Trent and Hakimi, and I would say Trent. Others would say Hakimi. That's fine, but Trent is absolutely for me the best in the world. LRD Jameson Van der Ven is the modern Ledley King, great when fit but injured majority of the season. He wasn't so great against Chelsea last week, was he? Gave Chelsea the goal that basically cost Spurs the game, didn't he, against Chelsea? Daniel Timber's better than Trent. No, he's not. No, he's not. You're getting into the zone there where you're starting to think, oh, Arsenal fans are... You're finishing... You're at the top of the league at this moment in time, so everyone in your team's better than everyone else. No. Julian Timber is a very, very talented defensive right-back, but he isn't even in the same league. He isn't even in the same league as Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's a very solid right-back, but he's a different type of player. Trent Alexander-Arnold's a match winner. Julian Timber's not a match winner. He's not a match winner. He's just not. Very good player, though. Nick Nack is right back, even Trent's best position. Well, it's certainly where he's been playing for most of his career. Be astonishing if it wasn't. Kieran McCabe, Watford need to win for Mayaka. You think Watford will win, though? That's the question. That is the question. And Nick Nack Timber can actually defend, though. I know, but that's important for Arsenal, isn't it? They don't play with any attacking element to their team. It's very much about defend. Can they defend? Yes, they can defend. Great. Tick box. Put them in the side. So that's Arsenal's whole mantra from 1 to 11, including the strikers. It's very much about how they can defend and press, and that's it. They're not really too interested about going forward. But set pieces, very good. You know, Julian Timber's certainly done well on set pieces, hasn't he? Which again makes him very valuable to Arsenal. He's a good player. I like him. Daniel, did you see Timber roulette 3 players? You're joking. He rouletted 3 players. Christ, how silly do I feel? He must be the best in the world then. Nick Nack, where's he been playing for most of his career? Yet he can't get in the England team or the Real Madrid team. I mean, again, he's not getting in the England team because Reece James is in the England team, and that is who Thomas Tuchel has worked with previously. I don't think anyone's arguing that Reece James is better than Trent Alexander-Arnold, or even comparable. Reece James is a liability at right back. Liam, do you think Sunderland beat Arsenal? No, I don't think Sunderland beat Arsenal, but they certainly get a point. Whether they will or not is again, if they concede too many free kicks, Arsenal will probably hurt them eventually with a set-piece goal. But, yeah, I don't know. Sunderland have been a very good side this season, so can they get a point? Absolutely they can. Of course they can. Of course they can. Dominic Sarr versus Liverpool top 3 players of all time. What, Ismaila Sarr, when he's playing against Liverpool, is in the top 3 players of all time? Maybe so. Maybe so. Nick Nat Key will never praise an Arsenal player. They're all boring. No, I like Declan Rice. I like Declan Rice a lot. He's a very good player. Very talented player. And I like Saka. And I like Martinelli. I like Eze. I like a lot of them. I like Gabriel. I like Saliba. I like them all. I'm just not willing to say that they're all categorically world class and the best in their position in the whole world ever in the history of the game and every other sport that there is. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for absolutes. And I'm not giving you absolutes. There's nuance to football. And Timber is not better than Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's just not. He's not. Real Madrid won't buy Jurriën Timber in his career. They won't buy a Timber. Glad Lewis Skelly's not in the squad. Lewis Skelly shouldn't be in the squad. He can't get a kick for Arsenal. If you're not getting a kick for Arsenal, you shouldn't be in the England squad. Daniel, do you think a defender wins player of the season if Arsenal break records this season? I think a defender probably wins player of the season if Arsenal win the league. If Arsenal win the league, it's going to Gabriel or Saliba, isn't it? And Arteta will get manager of the year even though he spent more than every other bugger. Spend a fortune, buy the league. Literally bought the league title, but well done. Basically the same as what Chelsea and City did, isn't it? Daniel, Gabriel and Timber have been Arsenal's best players. Agreed. Very much so. Definitely two defenders. The best part of the current Premier League leaders. Two defenders. Joe could say the same about Slot. Well, not really. Slot spent half what Arteta has. And Liverpool in general have spent half what Arteta has at Arsenal. Liam, surprised Longstaff's not in there, to be fair. Loves the tackle and has an engine on him. Maybe a bit biased. Maybe a tad. Maybe a tad biased. I don't think Longstaff's getting in an England squad anytime soon. Liverpool spent 500 million, twice as much as Arsenal. Daniel, let's not do this again, mate. No, they didn't. They didn't. Arsenal spent £28 million more than Liverpool this season, this summer. Like, let's not get into this argument yet again. Kernsey, how are Bristol doing, Key? They started the game maybe not so well. Watford took the lead. Scott Twine scored a wonderful free kick goal and equalised. And now they're starting to grow into the game a little bit more. Half-time probably came at the wrong time for Bristol City. It felt like they were in the ascendancy. And I think that if anyone is going to go on and win it at this point, I think Bristol City will. But maybe, who knows? We'll see. Joe, if you take away sales, Liverpool spent much more. Yeah, but you can't take away sales. How can you take away sales? That's a massive factor. Liverpool literally sold like 3 of our best players. And one of our best players died. Like, how are you not factoring that in? That affects our overall ability and our overall quality as a team and our overall sort of capability as a squad. It's difficult. If you're not factoring in what's gone out, you're not looking at the whole big picture as well. Samoa Bob, still don't think you can win the league going 1-0 most of your wins. No, I don't think so either. It's not really sustainable, but maybe it could be. Maybe we're wrong. I've never seen it happen before in football, but it could happen. Maybe it's the first time for everything, so it could well be this time. Nick Nack, perhaps the difference is Arteta spent the money better. I disagree. Well, by his own evidence, he hasn't spent the money better. He signed 2 strikers on big wages and big money that he subsequently decided aren't right, and he's gone and got a 3rd centre-forward, a big centre-forward signing. So, yeah, he needed a centre-forward when he came in. He went and got Gabriel Jesus. Subsequently decided he wasn't good enough. He went and got Kai Havertz. Subsequently decided he wasn't good enough. Now he's gone and got Victor Gyökeres. I'm pretty confident he will be decided he's not good enough as well. So, he continuously signs these players who I'm not entirely sure is the right thing for Arsenal, but it's not worked out thus far. I think everyone else has been proven right on that thus far. For 6 years, he's not won a bean. If he wins it this year, I don't think that's evidence of him spending well. I think that's evidence of Christ. Well, it's finally it's clicked. Jesus Christ, 6 years you've spent over £1 billion. You've got to get it right eventually. Samoa Bob, sample size is still too small. If Liverpool could finish, Vert has 6 to 7 assists. Still too early in it. Still too early in the season. Daniel, you can check Transfermarkt or any reputable football encyclopedia for transfer fees. You can, exactly, and please go and do it. 28 million is the difference between what Liverpool spent and what Arsenal spent. Nick Nack, you spent 250 million on 2 players alone who have contributed 1 assist between them. Again, are they the reason Liverpool are where they are? Are they the reason? They're not. They're not the reason. One of them can't even get on the pitch. One of them can't even get on the pitch. So, you know, I don't think that's the reason Liverpool are where they are. Samoa Bob, how many times have Arsenal been top of the league in November and December under Arteta? Quite plenty of times, yeah. Plenty of time. We've seen this before, haven't we, with Arsenal? And what do they have to show for it? Not very much, sadly. Nick Nack, these players were peanuts compared to Isak. Not really. And again, you know, you could say the same with... They paid 70 million for Gyökeres. They paid 70 million for Eze. They paid 70 million, 65 million, whatever it was, for Zubamendi. 100 million for Rice. 60 million for Hincapié. Liverpool haven't spent anywhere near that for this the sort of squad players they've got dotted around the squad. How much was Timber? How much was Ben White? How much was Calafiori? All of these add up. You know, it's not like they've not got... And Madueke. Madueke was 50 odd million as well. Liverpool aren't spending that sort of money. We've got Rio Ngamoa on the left wing. We've got Chiesa, 12 million quid. You know, we've got, even if you look at our midfield, if you look at Dominic Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister, they're all still less than Rice, Eze, Zubamendi. Still comfortably less. And that's our starting midfield 3. Daniel Hincapié is alone. No, he's not alone. He's not alone. There's an agreement to pay it at the end. It's 60 million quid. Blake Griffin, Arsenal's net spend is far lower than Liverpool's. Again, categorically wrong, Blake. Categorically wrong. People just don't... Honestly, I don't understand why you can just Google it. You can literally Google it and find this out. Either you're just willfully ignorant and you're choosing to ignore the truth, or you're just a little bit, I don't know, lazy. Because you can Google it within a second. It's right there. Nick Nack shows what a waste of money they were if they can't get on the pitch. Oh, hang on a minute. No, Arsenal have been talking about injuries for 5 years now. Arsenal have been talking about injuries for 5 long years. 5 long years. Oh, it's our injuries. That's why we're not winning the league. 5 years. But apparently Liverpool can't talk about injuries this season. Best goalkeeper in the world. Been out for most of the last couple of months. Nick Nack, you are spending that sort of money. We're not. By definition, we spent half of what Arteta has spent at Arsenal. Half. Look it up. Half. Half. H-A-L-F. Half. Jacko 1. Prediction for Sunderland. I'm hoping for 1-1, but I expect it'll probably be 1-0 Arsenal. Scruffy set-piece goal in the last few minutes, probably after a dogged performance from Sunderland, and they'll be delighted because that'll be a good performance from them. But I imagine Arsenal take the 3 points in the end by hook or by crook. They'll bounce off Trossard's arse in the 90th minute or something. Gelato, what are we saying, Gelato? Good to see you. If there was no Liverpool in football, who would you support? Probably Everton. Probably Everton. The rest of my family are some Evertonians, some United fans, so probably Everton, yeah. Stadium Light will be rocking, I reckon, a draw, unbeaten at home. Yeah, you've only conceded 9 goals all season as well. Very, very good team at home, so there's always a chance, very big chance that you get something. Tim Sherwood and Ashley Williams in the studio. Arthur, who is the best player for Liverpool right now? Right at this moment in time, it's Dominic Szoboszlai based on form, but Liverpool's best player right now is Mohamed Salah. But this season, it's been Dominic Szoboszlai. Jack, big teams do have a shocker. Look at Liverpool. It's true, yeah. You know, Arsenal can drop off just as Liverpool did, just as City did. It's very possible. And some old wise Liverpool spending always seem to be under a microscope, but other teams like United, Arsenal, Chelsea, City are not. It's true. And that's the comparison. Again, other people will look at knick-knack saying, oh, you spent more than La Liga and Serie A combined. Again, well, so is most other teams. Arsenal, by definition then, look at Arsenal's spending. No one's talking about how Arsenal have failed repeatedly for 6 years, even though they spent more than everyone else pretty much. Right, we're about to come out for the second half here now. Well, the players are out on the pitch for the second half. Here we go. Lee Webster, cheers for liking the live. Okay, here we go. Second half kicking off at Vicarage Road. Watford 1, Bristol City 1. We're off and underway. Who takes the win tonight? Let me know in the chat. Who are you thinking? Where can these two go in the table, actually? Because I think Bristol City potentially could finish the weekend, depending on if results go their way. They could finish the weekend in the top 4, couldn't they? Watford can't really move an awful lot, maybe. They could go... Oh, they could go up to 8th. In fact, they go above Bristol City. If Watford were to win, they'd go from 11th, where they are currently, to... Actually, no, they're in 12th currently, aren't they? So they'd go from 12th up to 7th. So a Watford win here would be massive. It would take them on the cusp of the playoffs. Samo Bob needs Salah to play like our best player. I think he has in the last couple of games. He was exceptional against Villa. I thought he was really good against Real Madrid as well. And I think he was good against United, really. I thought there was a couple of chances in the first half against United where he was really, really good. Just hasn't been clinical enough this season, Salah. That's been his problem. Right. Should we do the rest of our A to Z? Should we do the rest of our Premier League all-time A to Z? Do you remember us doing this the other day? So basically what this is something that we've been working on during the last few lives. And it's where we basically do, for each letter of the alphabet, we try to create the best ever Premier League side that we can with a certain letter of the alphabet, right? So we did E, right? We did E last time. We managed to get E, and I think we had Ederson in goal. We had Abue. Watford with a chance. Oh, it's just gone wide. We had Ederson, Abue, Johnny Evans, Evra. Who was there else? There was Essien, Eriksson, Samuel Eto'o. You know what I mean? Players like that in the Premier League all-time 11. D, I think we had Defoe and Drogba up front. C, we had Cantona and Cole. Aguero and Anelka up front at centre-forward. I think Berbatov and Bergkamp was our 2 centre-forwards for B. So we've done all that. Now we're up to F. So we need to do F. Can you help me create the best Premier League 11 that we can possibly create, starting with F? So give me your best Premier League goalkeepers starting with F. Samuel Bob, I missed E. You did miss E. You missed E. Yes, we're now on to F. Blake Griffin, Brad Friedel in goal, please. Yeah, Brad Friedel, Ben Foster, both very good shouts. I would probably lean towards Friedel. Let me know if you disagree or agree with that one, but I would probably say Friedel's the better of the two. Any others? Can we think of any other better keepers for F? Premier League goalkeepers starting with F. Surname starting with F. So Friedel, Ben Foster. Any others that kind of come to mind? USA. Yeah, start off with Brad Friedel of Columbus Crew. Okay, so right back. F. Right back starting with F. Frimpong, Jeremy Frimpong. We could have that. Feels a bit weird putting him straight into an all-time Premier League right back, but yeah, Frimpong. Centre backs. Ferdinand, Rio Ferdinand would count surely. So Rio Ferdinand, Jeremy Frimpong. Any other centre backs? Can we think of other centre backs starting with F? F. Premier League centre back starting with F. I'm struggling. F. Patrick Hanlon, did Watford make any changes? No, I don't believe so. Ball whipped in, Bristol City, chance! Oh, nearly 2-1. Very, very nearly 2-1. Yeah, no changes at half-time, mate. There's 2 bookings for Watford, which they've got at the moment. Petris, the right back, and Iran Kunda also got one in the first half. So, but no changes for either side at half-time. Yeah, give me some centre backs for F. Anton says Anton Ferdinand. You can't have Anton Ferdinand. That's Rio and Anton Ferdinand. Guess we could. Trying to think of others. Mark Fish. What a shout. Yeah, Mark Fish would be a good shout. Oh, Paulo Ferreira's better, yeah. Paulo Ferreira. Maybe we put Ferreira in for Frimpong. Okay, so Paulo Ferreira. Rio Ferdinand. Maybe Anton Ferdinand. Left back. You give me a left back starting with F. Patrick Hanlon, dropped you a sub, enjoying the coverage since I can't watch till 9:20. You can't watch till 9:20? Why can't you watch till 9:20? As in you can't watch the game till 9:20? But I appreciate you subbing, mate. That's very kind of you. Thank you. And always good to have you on. Rodri, I'm going to sleep now. Have a great night, Key. Bye. Take it easy, man. Yeah. Have a nice one. Left back. Come on, left back starting with F. Blake, Michael Frantzek for City back in the day. I don't remember that. I don't remember him. There's got to be a Premier League left back. Premier League left back starting with F. Figueroa. Maynor Figueroa. Maynor Figueroa is a very good shout. I like that. And he scored one of the best ever Premier League goals, that free kick for Wigan against Stoke. Remember that, when he took the quick free kick and lobbed him? Fabulous goal. Albert Ferrer would have been a good shout. Steve Finnan. See, I think Steve Finnan's a better shout, actually, than Paulo Ferreira, isn't he? I'd go Steve Finnan right back. He's better than Paulo. Paulo Ferreira was a bit naff. Steve Finnan was unreal. I'd go Steve Finnan, Rio Ferdinand, Anton Ferdinand. I don't like that. There's got to be a better... There's got to be a Premier League centre-back starting F. Wesley Fofana. Someone suggested Wesley Fofana. You can't have Wesley Fofana. The guy's an absolute criminal. Plus he ran over Robbie He ran over Robbie out of EastEnders, didn't he? Liam Will Fish. Do you mean Mark Fish? Mark Fish, who used to play for Charlton. Reese, was the Twine free kick good kick? It was very good, really good free kick, right in the near post. Anis Mehmeti's just been booked for Bristol City. Free kick for Watford. So yeah, there you go. So we've got Steve Finnan, Maynor Figueroa. Right, into midfield. Who would be your midfield? Midfielders, you can have wingers or centres. Give me some wingers or midfielders beginning with F. Or surname beginning with F. Premier League all-time midfielders. Fabregas. Fabregas would be a good shout. Christian Fuchs. Maybe we have to put Christian Fuchs in there then, yeah, because he's a good shout for left-back. He's a Premier League title winner, isn't he? He's a left-back, Will. Yeah, Christian Fuchs I'd put in. That's probably the best we can do. Finnan, Ferdinand, Fuchs. And then you've got Fabregas. Fellaini's a good shout, Blake. Fellaini's a good shout. Anyone else? Fabinho. Oh, Fabinho and Fabregas. That's a great midfield. That's a fabulous midfield. Any advance on that? Patrick Hanlon, mate, it's rough being in college gaff. These knobs have a TV schedule. That's so mad. Samo Bob, there's got to be another centre-back besides Anton. Fernandinho. Fernandinho's good too. Who was better, Fernandinho or Fabinho? That was a brilliant save, that, by the way. Mehmeti with a strike, and the Watford keeper's just got a little... It's a big hand, actually. It's a really good save. That's a fabulous save. And then we need a left mid and a right mid. Left mid and a right mid. Give me some wingers. Premier League wingers beginning with F. B, hate to say it, but Fernandinho was better. Riley, what do you think of Birmingham City as a Blues fan? I like Birmingham City, but you've not quite got it right this season thus far. Watford, oh, nearly 2-1. You've not quite got it right this season thus far. It was a great win last week against Millwall. I thought you'd do better this season. I thought the signings that you'd made, I thought you would have kicked on and could have maybe, you could have been in and around the playoffs, but I don't really see that now for Birmingham. You've not had the start I was expecting you to, and something tells me you still need a little bit more up there. Blake, hate to say it, but Mr. Phil Foden has won the lot. Got to be in there. Yeah, Phil Foden too. Okay, maybe it's Foden off the left or Foden off the right, however you want to look at it. But Foden on the wing, Fabregas, Fernandinho. We need another winger. Any other wingers you can think of beginning with F? Premier League wingers beginning with F. The only one that's coming to mind is Ryan Fraser. That's literally the only one I can think of. I can't think of any other Premier League wingers beginning with F. Forrest Yeri, Freddie Ljungberg doesn't count. Phil Foden's a good shout though. Phil Foden. I can only think of Ryan Fraser. I can literally only think of Ryan Fraser. Any other Premier League wingers you can think of, surname beginning with F. Premier League wingers, surname beginning with F. He's not a winger, Liam. You're not having Robbie Fowler as a winger. Robbie Fowler's probably the centre forward, but you're not having him as a winger. Fabregas could play off the left and Fernandinho and Fabinho central. Nah, that feels like we're shoehorning players in. It's got to be their position, surely. If we're doing an all-time 11, you can't be just putting good players anywhere. I mean, I guess you can, but that's... I think you've got to pick the best two for the slots. Amra says, thanks for the coverage, Key. I don't have Sky, so it's hard to get updates in Ireland when you're a Bristol City fan. Bristol City doing much better than I thought they would with the injuries. Yeah, I was going to say, I really want to see Bristol City in the Premier League, mate. I'd love to see Ashton Gate as a Premier League stadium. I thought you'd do it last year. You know, the playoffs didn't quite work out as everyone thought, but you've got some real quality in this squad. It's just whether or not you can sustain it, and you know the squad size is pretty small, as we've seen other Bristol City fans in the chat say tonight. They're a little bit irritated by where the manager is playing certain players, and are they playing them out of position and whatever. That's a foul, ref. Come on. Oh, Paul Tierney. He's an absolutely shocking referee. He's an absolutely awful referee. Hates Liverpool as well, him. Watford have probably started the better of the two in the second half, I've got to say. Liam Manning, Fletcher, again central. Darren Fletcher's not a winger. He's centre mid, isn't he? Fletcher over Fellaini maybe on the bench. Yeah, maybe on the bench, but I think if you're going for central midfielders, we're kind of overstocked with Fabregas, Fernandinho, Fabinho. I think they're probably the best three that we're going to get, and I mean, yeah, we can only pick two. Some more Bob Fowler's a striker. I had that argument with someone once. They said Fowler was more of a winger because he chased balls down. Yeah, that's... I'd be ending the conversation there, mate, because if you carry on engaging with that one, people won't be able to tell who the idiot is at the end. They're just going to see two people arguing, and one of them's an absolute moron. Empty says, thoughts on Bruges being robbed v Barca? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the end of the game. I only saw a couple of the goals. I haven't seen the end, what happened. I know there was a penalty given, or it was ruled out for VAR, wasn't it, as well? The goal was ruled out for VAR, so I haven't seen. B says Foden doesn't play off the right, though. Yeah, he has. He's played off the right many a time. Or off the left. He's played off either, but he played off the right quite a few times this season. Scored against United off the right this season. Will Forever, Stephen Fletcher, you could say up front or not. I think Stephen Fletcher you could, but I think there's better centre forwards beginning with F. So I've got one more in my mind, but I want to get the wingers out the way first. Obviously, Robbie Fowler's in there. I think you have to put Robbie Fowler up there as a centre forward, but I think Roberto Firmino would go centre forward as well. I think that'd be your two. That would be your two best ever F strikers in the Premier League. Fowler, Firmino. I'm not sure you get better than that. Blake, to be fair, Bruno Fernandes played off the left a few times. Yeah, I know, but again, is it his position? Mate, I'd probably put Bruno Fernandes up there as like a bench player, but I don't think he's better than Fabregas. I don't think he's better than Fernandinho or Fabinho. Good player, though. And I think if we got into the habit of shoehorning players out wide, I don't know. I think Foden's enough of a player that you could put him maybe left wing, right wing. He can play as a number 10. He's a bit like Wirtz, isn't he? Wirtz plays anywhere across the front three behind the striker. But always in an attacking sense. Foden's kind of the same. Some more Bob Firmino, so underrated. I think closest thing we've seen to a Bergkamp, yeah. Firmino's the closest thing you've seen to Dennis Bergkamp since he's retired. Patrick Hanlon, Les Ferdinand. Les Ferdinand, that's another great shout. Les Ferdinand or Firmino. I think Firmino. I just think Firmino's up there as well. Firmino's given what he won as well. He was so influential for us, whereas Les Ferdinand didn't really win a whole lot in his career. But a very, very talented player. João Felix never played in the Premier League. Oh, he has actually, hasn't he? Played for Chelsea. Christ, João Felix. We could maybe have João Felix. We could squeeze him in. Forget about that. I always forget Felix and Pato. Pato always escapes me. There's some players who you don't... I have a blind spot with João Felix now because he's kind of fell off the radar. Watford with a chance on the counter-attack here. Diego Forlan. Again, the last thing we need is centre forwards. We're desperate for a winger. Quinton Fortune is possibly the only other one I can think, maybe. Quinton Fortune, again, he was more of a centre mid, but he could play off the left. at a push. I don't think that would be too much of a shoehorning, I guess. Unless we do just fully go with Ryan Fraser. Reece, genuinely, I think Mane, Firmino and Salah may be the top 3 best attack of all time. It's fair, and that's coming from an Arsenal fan as well. Kieran McCabe, who looks like winning. Well, Bristol City have just had a very, very big save from the Watford keeper. We've not had an awful lot, really, for Watford in the second half. But they've had all the ball. Bristol City having maybe a couple of the best chances. Who had the strike for Bristol City not that long ago? Armstrong's just had one where he's hit it straight at the keeper. He probably should do better. But there was one about 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. It was Mehmeti. Mehmeti had a shot from outside the box, and it was a huge save from Selvik. And then we've just seen Armstrong go through. Clean through on goal. And should do better. But Watford haven't really had too much of a chance in this one. Reece, honestly, coming up against that attack was absolutely frightening. Jorge, do you think Loserpool are getting 9th or 10th place this season? 10th, I think, mate. Yeah, probably 10th. Liam says, what we're saying, Kerem Fry won the goal for Fulham, was a winger. Yeah, I mean, Fry, great sort of couple of goals, but would you have him over Ryan Fraser? Would you have him over Ryan Fraser? I don't know. CC Boss, watching from the States. Thanks for the stream. No worries, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks. Hopefully you've given us a subscribe. I'm live every single day watching games of football. We're live all day tomorrow. Spurs against Manchester United. Maybe Everton v Fulham at 3 o'clock. 5:30 Sunderland against Arsenal. And then 8 o'clock Chelsea against Wolves. And then the same on Sunday. We're doing obviously Liverpool against Manchester City. That's the big one at 4:30. But there's a game before that too. Joe, I have to agree with you, Key. To be fair, I can't see Liverpool finishing above 10th. Yeah, it's probably about where we'll finish. There or thereabouts. Bristol City starting to exert a little bit more control on the game at this point. A little bit more control, but not an awful lot more. So yeah, I was gonna say maybe we park the F because Foden, Fabregas, Fabinho or Fernandinho, and then off the left maybe Fraser, Fry, Felix, any of them three, they're all kind of much of a muchness, I guess. Ryan Fraser certainly seems to have had the longest career, and I think he had a decent little spell at Bournemouth, I would think. User 239, who do you think will win? I think it might finish a draw. I think there's maybe another goal in this one though, but I don't know who to. It could even be 2-2. There's more. Both teams are getting chances, but at this point, I would say... Oh, thank you very much for the subscribe, CC Bus. Yeah, at this point, I would say probably more likely Bristol City. They're having more of the chances. Watford are having a lot more of the possession second half, or at least that's how it feels. I could be wrong. Let me check that up. Let me evidence that with stats before I start. Because I could be putting myself in the bin here by saying things like that. But it feels like Watford have certainly had more of the ball in the second half. They have, there you go. 62% Watford, 38% Bristol City. But Bristol City have had more big chances, more shots on target, corner kicks, and generally done more with the limited possession they've had. Which is kind of like how Liverpool played against Real Madrid the other night. We had less possession, but we had more touches in the box. We had more shots on target. We generally did more with what we did. What we did have of the ball. And now it's a corner to Watford. User239, I thought you were watching it live. I am. Yeah, I am. I'm watching it right now, live here. I was just checking the stats. I've got my stats on my phone here now to see exactly how the game is going in terms of numbers. But I can tell you I'm watching the game. There's a corner to Watford right here now. Corner from the right-hand side. Cleared away straight away. Oh, edge of the box. Chance. Oh, big save. Christ. Didn't do well clearing that away. Bristol City needed to do much, much better. Much, much better. That's a really poor clearance from whoever that was at the near post. Who was that? Number 7 for Bristol City. Who's number 7 for Bristol City? Hirakawa. Hirakawa, who's just come on as a sub. Hirakawa, the forward. He's had an absolute shocker there. Looked like he ducked under it. Patrick Hanlon, I'd take a point here. We've been a lot better under Javi Gracia. Yeah, I was going to say, he started the game really well. Imran Louza looks like a player possessed. Yeah, and Imran Louza puts the corner in here, and it's punched away. Louza, back out. It's pumped into the box. Chance! Another big save from the keeper. All of a sudden, Watford started to get some more chances in this one. A very, very good save. Low down to his right there from Vitek. And now Bristol City on the counter-attack. It's starting to get stretched now, this game. Bit more of a basketball type. End to end. Joe didn't mind Watford in the Prem. Feels like Watford have been up and down though, isn't it? They're just one of them yo-yo clubs. They never really seem to settle in the Prem. What's the longest... I don't know if Watford... We've got a few Watford fans in the chat. Can you tell me how many, sustained years in the Premier League Watford have had? What's the longest... I mean, I can probably find this out. We'll just chat GPT it, but... what's the longest number of consecutive seasons Watford were in the Premier League? My guess would be no more than 3. Watch me be mega wrong. 5 seasons, Christ, 5 from. So they go. They had 1 season in 99-2000, relegated immediately. They had 1 season in 2006-2007, promoted under Aidy Boothroyd, relegated again after 1 season, straight back down, and then they had 5 seasons consecutive, 2015 to 2020. Oh, there you go. I obviously got that wrong. I thought it was maybe a maximum of 3. Right, come on then. Let's carry on. Let's do G. Let's do G. Premier League all-time 11. Surname starting with G. So G, goalkeeper beginning with G. G. Sorry, I'm just getting the stats up again for this one. What we're saying, Patrick Hanlon, we're really not. We had a 5-year straight spell, 1 relegation a season, up and down. So please drop the yo-yo narrative. Well, you were a yo-yo club certainly earlier on, weren't you? 99 came up, went straight back down. Aidy Boothroyd came up, went straight back down. So you certainly had two promotions where you were straight up and down again. Albeit the last one you weren't. But yeah, I thought the 5-year run, I don't know why. I thought it was only about maybe 3. I didn't think he was in for 5 years running. So that surprised me. G, Grobela, De Gea. Nah, De Gea would be D, wouldn't it? Grobela, Shay Given. It'd probably be Shay Given, wouldn't it? Yeah, Shay Given's probably the best goalkeeper I can think of. Centre backs. Oh, sorry, defenders. Give me some defenders. Gallas, someone said earlier. Be yourself, Dylan. Hi, I'm in London. Nice. Are you back in Camden? You were in Camden not that long ago, weren't you? Yeah, Gallas probably centre back. Any other G's? Hullet. Rude Hullet, a very good shout. Yeah, someone on Twitch, sorry. Who was it on Twitch who said Hullet? Yeah, very, very good shout, that. Kieran McCabe, yes. Kieran Gibbs, left back. There you go. That sorts our left back problem out. We need a right back, though. A right back, starting with G. Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez. Yes, Liverpool's Joe Gomez. There you go. Problem solved. Joe Gomez, Gallas. Who else did we say? Who was the other one? Gallas, Gibbs. Who was the other centre-back? We've not had another centre-back yet, have we? Gallas, Gibbs, Gomez. And we need another centre-back. Patrick Hanlon, COVID made them 2 years at the end feel like shit. Was that when you had... well, that's when you beat United and you basically... Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was... you ended Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign as United manager, didn't you? Gabriel. No, see, Gabriel's not his name, is it? Gabriel's Magalhaes. So that's probably M. Can't really count Gabriel. G. There's got to be another G. Eric Garcia. Good shout. Yeah, for City. Barcelona as well. Yeah, he's probably the best one I can think of. Well, I didn't think of him, but you know what I mean. He's the best one I can. I can't imagine there's another one better than Eric Garcia. I'm certainly scratching around. If anyone thinks of anyone better, but there you go. That's probably the best back four we're gonna make. Gomez, Garcia, Gallas, Gibbs, Given in goal. Right, midfielders. Patrick Hanlon, Gabriel, or would that be M? I think if we're being fair, that would probably be an M, wouldn't it? Midfield should sort itself out. I was going to say Kieran there, Giggs, Ginola, Gerrard, Gascoigne. That could be it, couldn't it? Giggs off the left, Ginola off the right, Gerrard and Gascoigne through the middle. Yeah, it could. That's a very, very entirely plausible answer. Yeah, Gundogan, another one. Yeah, very good shout. Ilkay Gundogan. You could put Gundogan in midfield over Gascoigne, because to be honest, Gascoigne's wasn't really Premier League. He wasn't at his best in the Premier League, Gascoigne. He was kind of late 80s, early 90s, like not quite just Premier League era. I think you'd probably put Ilkay Gundogan alongside Gerrard in midfield, and you'd have Giggs off the left, Ginola off the right. Guardiola didn't play in midfield B. Certainly not in the Premier League. He did play in the midfield, but he didn't play in the Premier League, rather. What we saying? Sorry. So yeah, so they're gone. Even if we leave it at that, Gerrard, Gundogan, Giggs, Ginola. Strikers. G. Yeah, I don't know why you're saying Guardiola. Guardiola never played in the Premier League. Garnacho. Yeah. That would mean putting Giggs at centre mid. Giggs is a left winger. Good Johnson, very good shout. Giroud too. Dwight Gale. I think if you talk it there, they're probably the two best, aren't they? Good Johnson and Giroud. Any others? Oh, Sean Goater. What a shout that is. Sean Goater, fabulous shout. Sean Goater, centre forward. Could he overtake Giroud maybe? Could he? Possibly. Gomes at Swansea. Gravenberch. Gravenberch's good, but I'm not sure he'd get in at centre mid. Not over Gerrard and Gundogan. Not just yet, anyway. Midfield, I think with midfield we've wrapped up, to be honest. Centre forward's the difficult one now. Sean Goater, Giroud, Good Johnson. I can't think of any better than those, really. What we saying? Right, go on. Let's move on to H. Goalkeepers beginning with H. What do we think? Premier League all-time goalkeepers beginning with H. Corner to Bristol City here, by the way. Ball whipped in, cleared away, front post. Joe Hart. Marcus Hahnemann. Stood up near post. Chance! Bristol City, just a swing and a miss. It's all a bit chaotic in the Watford area, but they get it away just about. And now Watford on the counter-attack. Dean Henderson. Jordan Henderson's probably going to be mentioned at some point with that shout. Yeah, Joe Hart or Tim Howard. Someone's just mentioned Tim Howard on YouTube. Tim Howard, yeah. CC Bus. Tim Howard. What do you think? Tim Howard or Joe Hart? That's a tough one, that, isn't it? Ali Al Habsi. I'm fairly confident that'd be an A. That'd definitely be an A, wouldn't it? Tim Howard or Joe Hart? Tim Howard or Joe Hart? Tim Howard's probably the better keeper in my opinion. Joe Hart certainly won more. But I think Tim Howard was the better keeper. In my humble opinion anyway. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Okay, well either way, we'll go with one of them. Defence. H. Defenders beginning with H. Will, that's very hard as I'm a Liverpool fan. Joe Hart all the way. Tim Howard was a good keeper though. He was a good keeper. Sammy Huppier is a very good shout. Tony Hibbert. Tony Hibbert right back. To be fair, if you're going for Huppier, you'd have to go for Honcho, wouldn't you? That was one of the... If you're looking at Gabriel and Saliba now, you know, back in the day, Liverpool won FA Cups and League. We won 5 trophies in one season with those two at centre-back. Huppier and Honcho, they were brilliant. Yeah, Huppier and Honcho, absolutely fantastic. Huppier and Honcho. Johnny Heiting was another good shout. Yeah, just that one coming off Twitch as well. Ian Hart. I can't believe no one suggested... Oh, yeah, there you go, Liam. I was looking for you. You must have suggested Ian Hart. I was thinking, Christ, we've got a Leeds fan. He's not suggested Ian Hart. Ian Hart's got to go in at left back. He was a great left back. Hart. Probably Huppier, Honcho. I'm not sure Heitinger gets in over either of them. But then right back. It's probably going to be Tony Hibbert, isn't it? User 2398, are you speaking about the game? Do you think Ian Hart, Huppier and Honcho are playing tonight for Watford and Bristol City? Because my guess would be no. But yeah, the game's not... There's not really a lot happening. There's currently an injury, a player down. And the ball's just been thrown back in and Bristol City are returning it back to Watford. The ball got kicked out of play. Van Hecker, surely that'd be a V. Yeah, that'd be a V. So yeah, so we're on Howard, Hibbert, Huppier, Honcho, Ian Hart. Right, now we're talking about midfield. Premier League midfielders beginning with H, right? So we're looking for 2 centre mids and 2 wingers, a right winger and a left winger. Give me some Premier League all-timers. Shafiq Ahmed, I bet the live correct score 1-1 full time. Hey, do you know what, mate? 8 minutes to go. That's not a bad shout. I thought we'd get one more in this one because both teams have had chances, but it feels like they're both maybe just settling down. User 2398, well, what happened to speaking about Watford v Bristol then? You seem to have mistaken me, mate, for a Bristol City or a Watford watch-along channel. We talk about football and we watch the game, but if there's nothing happening in the game, I'm not going to just talk about nothing. We have a chat. We have a chat about football in general. If there's nothing happening, there's nothing happening. I'll tell you if there's something happening. Otherwise, tune into Radio Bristol, Chief. Henderson, Diddy a man, yeah. Jordan Henderson, Diddy a man, I think would probably be up there. Hazard would probably be in there, certainly. Hazard, Henderson, Haman. Any other H's we can think of? Any other H's? Mustafa Hadji. Bit of a rogue one, that, but seeing as we talk about Coventry City a lot, and Villa. He played for a few, didn't he, Mustafa Hadji? He was a good player. Owen Hargreaves, not sure he gets in over either of Henderson or Haman. Yeah, I'm not sure about Owen Hargreaves. Right, 2 more Watford changes here. Oh wait, they're just handing notes to each other here. It was Tom Ince has come on with Semedo for Elaine and Kjerumgaard. Tom Ince handed a note over to his mate and they ended up dropping it on the floor and it ran off up the pitch. Will Forever, Georgie Hadji, never played in the Premier League, mate. So yeah, have we got any other wingers beginning with H? Premier League wingers beginning with H. Struggle to find Premier League wingers beginning with H. It's only really Hazard that I can think of. Can't think of it. Harvey Barnes doesn't count. Grant Hanley. Could put Grant Hanley at the wing in the wide areas. Why not? Joe, you said beginning with H. I did, yes. Surname beginning with H. Surname beginning with H. There's only Eden Hazard that I can think of. Jack Harrison is another one someone just mentioned. Yeah, there's not really any others there. Jack Harrison, Eden Hazard, probably Mustafa Hadji. Lee Hendry is another good shout. Well done, yeah. That's a ex Villa Lee Hendry, now a pundit. Joe, you didn't say surname though, but I did, mate. I did. You just didn't listen, or you chose not to listen. I repeatedly said surname. Centre forwards. Go on, let's do centre forwards. H. Well, obviously one's taken. I think we're all pretty happy that Thierry Henry starts at centre forward for H, doesn't he? I think after that you're probably talking Hasselbank, aren't you? Hasselbank and Henry. Have we got any advance on those? Haaland, fucking hell, yeah. Haaland and Henry. Hey, I tell you what, H might be winning so far. If we look at the centre forward pairings that we've had so far, by the way, if it is Haaland and Henry, we had Good Johnson and Giroud. That's not beating that one. We had Fowler and Firmino. We had Eto'o and I can't remember who the other centre forward was for Eto'o. It was Eto'o. I mean, it was the Chelsea and Everton version of Samuel Eto'o anyway, so it was the older one. Defoe and Drogba, Cantona and Andy Cole, Berbatov and Bergkamp, and Anelka and Aguero. So Anelka and Aguero's pretty good. Blake, I like Heskey. Heskey, yeah, but I think it's got to be Haaland, hasn't it? Let's be honest. It's probably Haaland and Henry. Next one's a very, very tough one. I don't know if we manage I, to be honest. I think we probably struggle with. Patrick Hanlon, Haller, yeah, Haller as well. Again, I'm not sure if they get in over. I like Haller though. Sebastian Haller is a good striker, but I don't think he's better than Haaland and Henry. And Huckabee for the wing. Yeah, maybe Darren Huckabee for the wing. We could probably squeeze him there, couldn't we? Huckabee's a good shout. I like that. We're not jumping forward, Reese. Let's do. You do position at a time. Right, so give me a goalkeeper with a surname beginning with I. Fucking hell. I think we're at a loss with I. Goalkeeper, Premier League goalkeeper beginning with I. Liam Ikemi, you're defo Googling. You're defo Googling. Although didn't he have cancer? I'm sure he had cancer, didn't he, Ikemi? Did he play in the Premier League? That's the only... I remember it. He was a Wolves keeper, wasn't he? Liam, he's dead, ain't he? Oh, Christ, I don't think... I hope not. I hope not. No, he's still going. No, he's still going, but he's not a player anymore. He retired in 2012. So 13 years. He retired when he was 26. Yeah, he was diagnosed with leukemia. Won the championship title and returned to the Premier League, but Ikemi took no part due to his treatment. Right, so I don't think he ever played in the Premier League. Oh, he did. He did. He made one appearance in the Premier League. Wolves. Oh, hey, there you go. That's probably the best we're gonna manage then. Carl Ikemi. So Carl Ikemi in goal. Defence, Dennis Irwin. Yeah, Dennis Irwin's the best shout. Ivanovic, another good one. Hey, we might actually end up with an half-decent team here. Ivanovic, Irwin, you can't have Ian Hart. Surname. Got to be surname. 5 added minutes. Here we go. 5 minutes of added on time at the end of the second half here. Five added minutes. We need an I. Premier League defenders beginning with I. Premier League defenders beginning with I. Oh, Mauricio Isla. Yes, Mauricio Isla played for... He was QPR, wasn't he, for a bit? He could be our... He could maybe be our left back, couldn't he? He could be our left back and we put Ivanovic at centre back. Irwin on the right. Oh, sorry, Irwin on the left. Isla at right back, Ivanovic at centre back. That would make sense. Insua. We'll have to put Irwin at centre back then. Irwin's going centre back. Irwin's playing centre back and Insua's going left back. I didn't even think of Insua. I probably should have got him. Joe Iloa. No, he was U. His surname began U. Leonardo Ojoa. Yeah, his surname began with a U. Here's Watford down the right-hand side. Can they nick it? Can any team nick it? It's gone behind for the corner. Oh, no, it's at the corner flag and come back out. Ball's still in play. Still time here. Still time for someone to win this. Ball whipped in, cleared away. Liam says Isak for striker. Yeah, I think Isak nips in for the striker. But if we're talking about defence, Isla, Ivanovic, Insua, Irwin, midfield. Can we do some midfielders? Iwobi. Iwobi's a good shout. Any other eyes in midfield? Paul Ince, someone said earlier, didn't they? Paul Ince and Iwobi. Iwobi could play on the wing as well, maybe if we're struggling. But Ince in midfield, I like that. It's not a bad start. Any others? Gökhan Inler. He played for Leicester, didn't he? I remember that. He was all right. Decent player, him, Gökhan Inler. You could get away with that. Jordan Ibe. Stephen Ireland. I think Stephen Ireland goes in, doesn't he? So let's say Stephen Ireland, Paul Ince, Iwobi, and who else did we say? Inler. Put Ireland and Iwobi on the wings. It's not a lot of pace in that, but Ireland and Iwobi on the wings, Inler and Ince in the middle. There you go. Job done. And up front, Isak, we've already said, and Ibrahimovic. Jordan. Oh, there you go. Oh, Muzzy is it. Muzzy is it's a great shout as well. Is it instead of Inler. There you go. Ince and is it. Iwobi and Ireland. I like that. And then Ibrahimovic and Isak up front. That's absolutely set. That's actually a really good team now, isn't it? Isak and Ibrahimovic up front. Ireland, Ince, is it, Iwobi. Functional midfield. Dennis Irwin at the back. Ivanovic at the back. I mean, you know, Carly Keamy in goal I'm not quite sure on, but that's still a functional team. That's alright, I like that. I was a little bit concerned with I for a minute. Right, it's a free kick for Watford here. We've got 90 seconds left. Ball floated in. Cleared away to the edge of the box, and Bristol City managed to scramble it away. And now Bristol City on the counter-attack if they can get away here. Oh my God, they've got an overload. 3-on-2 maybe. Can he get it? Oh, he's played behind him, and I tell you what, the ref, he could drag this one back. Oh, Bristol City are in. Oh, it's going to be a corner, I think. Is it? No. 30 seconds to go here. Yeah, we'll do J tomorrow, Liam. Yeah, let's jump into J tomorrow. We'll do when it goes a bit when it's well, not dull, but when it dies down a little bit tomorrow in between the games or whatever. We'll start J and we'll try and work our way through to Z. But it's good laugh, innit? It's all right. These. Here we go. Oh, unlucky. G. Lawrence, Nicholas Jackson for J, striker. Don't jump the gun. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll save it for tomorrow. Save it for J for tomorrow. Strike from Bristol City, cleared away, and I think the ref's going to blow up here. I think that might be the best we're going to manage. Bristol City have had plenty of chances in this one to win it. They've had lots and lots of chances. They just haven't taken them tonight. Yeah, there you go, Blake. Bristol should have taken the chances. I agree. Score prediction for Sunday, says Josh Quigley. I think 2-1 Liverpool. Could be 2-2, but I'd take a point now. I think, yeah, I'm happy enough with a point, but I think we can win it. I'm sure City feel the same, but I would back Liverpool to win it. Right. That is me for tonight. Lots of love. Thank you very much to everyone that's watched, that's followed, that's subscribed. It's 1-1 in this one. It's been a good game. I think both teams, a point is probably fair value. As it stands, Watford remain in the table. I think they go just above Derby, don't they? They're just above Derby in 11th. They could have gone above Bristol City with a win tonight, but Watford remain in 11th, albeit they've played 2 games more than Ipswich above them. They've played a game more than Derby, a game more than most other teams, Leicester and Wrexham, who can all jump ahead of them this weekend now. So Watford could make could rue tonight because they had a couple of chances to win it themselves. Bristol City, on the other hand, they have also played a game more than most, but they have gone up to 7th. They've jumped above Hull, I think. Have they? No, they were already above Hull. So Bristol City don't move. Bristol City stay in 7th. Charlton, Millwall, Preston, Borough can all extend their lead above them tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a big day in the Championship. Huge day in the Premier League, of course. I'll be live for pretty much all of it tomorrow, so hopefully you'll join me. If you haven't already, please do. Click like, click follow, click subscribe, all that good stuff. It massively helps me. So consider doing so. I'm live every day watching games of football like this, and it's a cracking community. We've got really lovely people, fans of all different types of clubs from all around the world, and it's a good laugh. So I really enjoy watching games of football with you lot. So thank you very much for joining me again, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a nice Friday night. Take it easy.